Alright, we're gonna get counters because their midfielder, every single midfielder just goes up. Perfect. Oh! The Ibra buys or scissor kick.
It's game over anyways.
Ooh, trucks! Yeah!
Hat trick on that one.
The power. I couldn't stop the power.
The strength perk right there kicked in.
Ah, my bad. I probably should have just showed two.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
That close to the keeper? And it worked.
Wow. Solid. Genius. Got you?
It always works on computers. Stopping. Ooh.
Banger. What's up, everyone? This is Lesky, and we're going to be continuing this Pro Clubs Pro Player Build series that I have going on my channel. And we're going to be going over ZLATAN IBRAHIMOVIC striker build. This build is kind of right up my alley for just pro club striker builds. I love using taller builds, especially if they got some pace and you can dribble with them. I'm a big fan of them. And luckily, Ibra has 5-star skills, so I was able to put 5-star skills on this build. He's got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. And when it comes to the gameplay and the clips in this video for this Ibra build, my teammate was using this Ibra build and testing it out, as well as me. So a little bit of the clips are going to be coming from both of us, so just keep that in mind when you're watching the gameplay. So let's dive straight into this, and let's talk about the height and the weight for this Ibra striker build. So Ibra is listed as 6'5" on FIFA. I decided to make this build 6'4". You could also go 6'5". It's really not going to be anything different like on the skill tree, like where we're going to put stuff on the skill tree. The stats might change a little bit, but it's not going to make much of a difference. So if you want to be really accurate, you can go 6'5". But the reason I don't really do that is because you can also just go 6'6", and you'll have the exact same attributes. Like the attributes won't change from 6'5" to 6'6". So I decided to go a little bit, an inch lower, and go 6'4", just for a little bit more pace, and I think a little bit just a better dribbling, like maybe like +1 agility and stuff like that, and also balance. But if you go a little taller, you'll have a little bit more strength and maybe some more shot power. That's probably really the only difference, and you'll just have a little bit less pace. But either way, you can do whatever you'd like. If you want to be extremely accurate and go 6'5", but I went 6'4", and then for the weight, I decided to go the lowest weight possible, like 119. You could also go 99 pounds. I just think 119 looks a little bit better because it's kind of weird being 6'4" and 99 pounds. Just not very realistic. But I was also thinking about going 149. It just makes you a little slower. Your physicals get a little bit better, and probably your shot power gets a little bit better. So you could also do that, and you're really not too slow still. So you could go with 149. I just decided to go for 119 for this build. Just makes you a little bit quicker and better dribbling as well. So that's why I went for 6'4", 119 pounds for this Ibra build. And then on to the perks. We have, for the first perk, it's similar to the Ronaldo build if you watch that Ronaldo build. And honestly, a lot of my striker builds, my bigger striker builds, you like to use all these perks, especially the one-time shot. It's very good for striker builds. It gives you the power header, which is very clutch. Outside foot, finesse shot, flare on all your one-time shots. And then it just increases your finishing ability on one-time shots and also increases your weak foot. So we have a 4-star weak foot on this build. If you have like a one-time volley or just a one-time shot on your weak foot, it'll upgrade to a 5-star weak foot, so you don't have to worry about that. Very nice for a big striker build. The second perk is active first touch. Even though we're pretty pacey, I think we have like 91 pace on this build. The active first touch will help you increase your acceleration and sprint speed, like when you're running onto a through ball and behind. So it'll make you even feel a little bit quicker when you're running onto a through ball. It'll also increase your ball control, which is very clutch. Once we get to the dribbling page, I'll show you why. Our ball control is not as high as our dribbling, so having this on, the active first touch on, will increase your ball control and kind of make up for that. So it's very nice. And then it'll also grant you the flare trait. So it'll only work like the flare trait on like your first touch or like a one-time pass. Keep that in mind. I've tried like taking a touch, dribbling, and then doing a back heel pass or like a fancy pass. It just doesn't work. It'll only work on your first touch. So you can do like a one-time fancy pass, like a flick on and stuff like that, or like a fancy touch. So keep that in mind. And then for the third perk, like I put on all my big striker builds, is physical strength. We have the bull archetype on the skill tree on the physical page, so we're already pretty strong. This is going to make us even stronger, and especially the increase in jumping will help a lot since we didn't upgrade the jumping, just not enough skill points to spread around. We had to kind of leave the jumping be. So this will help increase our jumping a bit more. And Ibra's jumping is, well, nowadays it's not amazing, but he also had really good jumping for a massive 6'5" frame. So I guess it'll make it a little bit more accurate to that. So these are the 3 perks: one-time shot, active first touch, and physical strength. I really like using all 3 of these perks on bigger builds. So now let's move on to the skill tree. Starting with the physical page, like I said, we got the bull archetype, which will give us a substantial increase in strength and a little bit of aggression. I think Ibra actually has quite a bit of aggression this year. Like even on his 84 rated gold card, he has 84 aggression. We're not going to get it that high, but the base strength, it's only 69 for a 6'4" striker that's 119 pounds. But once we get the bull archetype, it'll give us +3 stamina for all this extra stuff. And then this other strength also gives you +2. So all of it total will give us +13 strength and +5 aggression. So it'll get us to 82 strength. And then we have the physical strength perk. So honestly, we probably have around like almost 90 strength, maybe over 90 strength. Doesn't tell us, so we don't really know. And then at the top right, we went for the stamina, just to get a little bit more stamina. And then reactions, which is quite nice. I actually wanted to get this reactions on this left side right here, this +5 reactions for 3 skill points on top of this one, but it just wasn't possible. We don't have enough skill points to spread around. I guess we could probably take some skill points off maybe on the pace page. It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe a little bit on the shooting, but probably not. If we'd have to take something off the pace page, make the pace a little bit lower for the +5 reactions. I thought the pace was probably a little bit more important instead of getting the 89 reactions, but maybe if y'all want to try it out, you could try doing that once we get to the pace page, take some of the pace off and add this reactions. But yeah, we just had to leave that off. And then we have 75 jumping. Like I said, we weren't able to get the acrobat archetype or upgrade the jumping at all, which is fine since we have the physical strength perk and we already have a pretty tall frame. We're still really good in the air, got a lot of header goals. You can score off of crosses. Just because you're a big body, and then the physical strength perk helps obviously with the increase in jumping and the strength. So now let's move to, and I think the physical strength perk says it increases the ball control. So we have the active first touch and the physical strength increasing our ball control. So once we get to this dribbling page right here, you'll see what I was talking about. We only have 84 ball control compared to 89 dribbling. We even had to leave this one off. I usually have this on all my builds because it's only 1 skill point for +2 ball control. But if we had like 1 extra skill point, I would definitely put it on, but we just don't. So I had to leave that off, but luckily, like I said, those 2 perks actually increase our ball control and make up for that. And then we have 89 dribbling. We got the 5-star skills, obviously. So you're going to start on this left side, get the balance, the dribbling, and then the skill moves. And then on the right side, you're going to go to the skill moves right here, get this agility, and then get the links archetype. And we're just going to have to leave off the balance. We're not going to be able to get that. And on usually every year in Ultimate Team, Ibra has a pretty low balance, especially compared to his agility. Like on his normal gold card, he has 71 agility, 53 balance. Obviously, we're not going to get that bad of agility and balance. But on this wild card that he has 88 agility, 84 balance. So the balance is even lower than the agility, even though it's in the 80s, which is pretty nice. But we're just not able to get it that high. Even if we upgraded it, like got +2 and then this +3 right here, in order to be +5 and go to 78, I don't know if you'd still be able to tell much of a difference between 73 and 78 anyways. So I don't think it's too big of a deal with the balance. And that's it for the drilling page. You can definitely use some skills, utilize those 5-star skills. It'll help as a big boy. And the build's pretty fast, so you can actually accelerate out of the skills quite nicely and surprise some people. They don't think you're going to have skill moves on a big striker build. And you can really just utilize those 5-star skills, 4-star skills, whatever it may be, and get out of tight situations and beat a player one-on-one or use a skill move to get open and get a shot off. So now to the passing page. This kind of like the Ronaldo build. We just had to leave off the passing, just not enough skill points at all. I know Ibra's actually very good passer in real life. He's got some really good vision. He can hit some passes, some cheeky passes, and get some assists. He's actually a pretty good playmaker for a big target man striker, but we just can't upgrade it. It's just not enough skill points. It's just not worth it. I guess if you wanted to like maybe add one of the passing perks, like the precision passing perk or something, but even then I don't think it's going to make much of a difference since the passing's already pretty low. We just kind of have to deal with the passing base attributes that they give us, and it kind of sucks. I really wish we could upgrade it and make it more like Ibra, but it's just really not possible. So we kind of just had to leave it be, and really nothing else to talk about on the passing page. On to shooting, where we have a lot of skill points here, and I wanted to definitely get some shot power increase. We weren't able to get the finisher archetype, basically because we went for the lynx, we went for the bull, and we have the cheetah. It's possible to get four archetypes on a build. It definitely is. I've had that on like a few of my defender builds, I believe, with 4 archetypes. But it's just not possible to get the finisher archetype, even if you're max level like myself, have max skill points. Like I could take off this shot power right here, and it still like isn't possible. Like we would have to take off some pace. Obviously, you could do that, and then it would be. But I feel like pace is a bit more important. So what we did is got this shot power on the top left, and then this next one right here. It's only 3 skill points. You get an uptake in penalties and shot power, and this one gives you an increase in free kicks and shot power. So that'll get us to 85 shot power, as well as this other stuff. We got these 6 things like I usually do in a lot of my builds, and then the 4-star weak foot, of course, because that's what he has. So we have 85 shot power, 86 long shots, 86 volleys, 83 heading accuracy. We didn't go for the increase in heading accuracy, but the one-time shot increases the finishing ability on headers, so which I also think increases the heading accuracy, which is nice, and it also gives you the power header. So it's not too big of a deal that we didn't upgrade the heading on this build. And then 92 finishing. The finish archetype, like I said, would be nice. We could get like over 90 long shots, over 90 shot power, 97 finishing, but I really don't think you're going to tell much of a difference between 97 finishing and 92 anyways. Anything over 90 I'm kind of satisfied with when it comes to finishing. And yeah, that's how we have this shooting page. Just kind of have to leave it be without the finish archetype. But maybe once we come to this pace page, if y'all don't mind losing some pace, I know a lot of you guys like to use, or a few of you guys at least, like to use bigger builds and not really have any pace at all. Y'all could definitely do that. Like take off some pace. Like I think on his winter wildcard, yeah, this winter wildcard, he has 89 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. So if you wanted to, you could do something like this. I prefer acceleration over sprint speed. So you could take off some sprint speed and do something like this, and maybe, I still don't think it's like possible. Like, okay, you would have to literally take like all this off, or do something like this. 88 acceleration, 87 sprint speed, and then there you could have the finisher archetype. But honestly, we would have less shot power than what I have the setup right now. Like we have 84 shot power with the finisher archetype because we're not able to get this stuff right here. So I honestly think it's kind of nice that we have the shooting page like this, and then we just went for the full pace. I think it's a little bit better. And again, if y'all don't want the full pace, y'all can take off like this. This one only gives you +2 sprint speed for 3 skill points. So you could take this off, and like I said, add it to the reactions and get 89 reactions, and that could actually work. I didn't try that, but I think it would actually be pretty good. And you might not be able to tell much of a difference between the +2 pace anyways, and honestly, you probably won't be able to tell much of a difference with the reactions, because the reactions is kind of like an automatic thing. Your player just kind of reacts to situations faster, but it could be good for like a poacher. Like it'll be good for like also dribbling too. Your guy will like automatically leap over slide tackles, you know, those random automatic animations they make when you're like dribbling and stuff like that. That's like reactions going into play. So that could help. Either way, you could take off the sprint speed and get the reactions, or just go for the full pace like I have with exactly 91 pace. And that's going to do it for this Ibra striker build. It's very clinical in front of goal, an aerial threat. The dribbling is actually pretty good. You can surprise people with the dribbling ability on this big striker. And I'm a big fan of this build. It fits me perfectly. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I really like using taller strikers in pro clubs over like the past few years, and especially this year because they're a lot more usable when it comes to pace. I'm a big fan of this build, and definitely give it a try. Let me know in the comments how you like this build, and if you could hit that like button on this video for me and hit that subscribe button on my channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Stay tuned for some more pro player builds, and I'm also probably just going to come out with more just builds in general, like the best center mid build, best CDM build, and stuff like that. And so I can kind of have a mix, just not all pro player builds, because I know a lot of people just want to see like some of the best builds like in each position. So I'll probably do that and like make updated versions of my older builds with max skill points. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.